what's up gamers, Justin here. I've got another guide for you guys, and this one is for efficient Turael skipping. So you might be wondering, what is Turael skipping anyway, and why would I want to do this? Turael is the lowest level Slayer Master you can access in Old School. When you're assigned a task from any Slayer Master besides Turael, you have the option to get a new task from Turael at the cost of resetting your Slayer task streak. The tasks Turael assign are the easiest in the game. They're catered towards low-level players with low Slayer levels, and they have no minimum combat or Slayer level requirement. However, because of this, the monsters Turael assign are always very low combat level, quick, and easy to kill. As a medium to high level player, you can use Turael to skip unwanted and arduous tasks assigned by Neve, Duradel, Konar, or any other Slayer Master in the game. So if you're at a point in consecutive Slayer tasks where you're not very close to a large point reward from a streak milestone, and you've just been assigned something you absolutely don't want to do or spend the points to skip or block, you should consider starting Turael skipping. Using Turael as a method to skip tasks allows you to skip any task in the game without using Slayer points. It's the best method for hunting down specific Slayer tasks that you want. Disclaimer here though guys, getting a task from Turael while already having an assigned task from another Slayer Master will reset your task streak to 0, and you won't receive any Slayer points from the tasks he gives. So make sure you aren't on your 999th task before you do this. To note, the streak milestones, on screen now, while giving a large amount of Slayer points in one go, they don't come close to the points per hour you can get Turael skipping anyway. In fact, the only faster Slayer points per hour come from Efficient Wilderness Slayer, which I'll be covering in a separate video. Note that any player can go to Turael in person and get a new task assigned from him that way, but this video is going to be covering the most efficient way to skip tasks with Turael, using methods that might not be available to you. If you're a medium level player who wants to start Turael skipping, consider your resources for traveling the RuneScape world and how quickly you can complete these tasks before making your decision to start this method. All of this being said, in my opinion, I don't think it's ever not worth Turael skipping, unless you're a player without the aforementioned tools, or you're an Iron Man, by the way. Anyway, I'll be covering how to get efficient points per hour with Turael later, but for now let's get to the bread and butter of this video and learn how to Turael skip efficiently. On screen now is the most efficient known inventory and gear setup for Turael skipping. Note that the Expeditious Bracelets are absolutely crucial in making this faster. My inventory might look a little bit different, but that's because I'm not maxed and I don't have a few of the items on there. But if you do, then congratulations, you're skipping tasks faster than me and you're on my ignore list shortly. I've dropped the melee switch that's used for the Bulwark, and I added Taverly and Lassar tabs to quickly reach Dwarves and Ice Fiends respectively. You can mix and match with my inventory against the gear discords, or just adjust for your own unlocks appropriately. Okay, so how you actually do this. Baldy gives you a dogshit task. Simply NPC contact, located on the Lunar Spellbook, and choose Turael. Spam spacebar and 1 on your keyboard as hard as you can mash, and confirm you definitely want to reset your streak and receive a new Slayer task from Turael, because it'll ask you like 20 fucking times. Once you have the new task, it's as simple as teleporting to the best known place to quickly kill the assigned monster, and upon completion of your task, cast NPC contact again to reach your desired Slayer Master, and pray to RNGesus for something half decent. The reason you NPC contact again after completing Turael's task is so that if you get some trash assigned to you again by that twat, you can instantly recontact Turael for another skip, and you have a chance at getting the exact same task from him that you just did. Big wowie, you're already there. I'm not going to run around in game showing you guys the best places to complete all of Turael's tasks. As always, they can be found in the gear Discord, linked below, where I'm getting the majority of this information, along with links to screenshots I took off the Discord, describing the fastest way to travel to where, and how to complete his task, listed alphabetically. So as I Turael skip in the background, I'm going to go over a few things to note to speed up your skips per hour. First, have Rigor on and the best darts you're willing to throw away in your blowpipe. Just make sure you turn off your prayer and you're out of combat after completing the task before you cast NPC contact, because if you're in the middle of casting it and your prayer drops or you get aggroed, it'll cancel the spell, which has an annoyingly long animation, and you'll have to recast it. When this happens to you after you've been skipping for an hour because Steve fucking hates you, you'll rip your hair out. Using your cannon can speed up certain tasks immensely, even in non-multi-combat areas. Just like any other combat scenario, as long as the monster doesn't attack you, you can attack multiple monsters at a time, and technically you're not in combat until you're tagged. PvP clans, go fuck yourself. In addition to this, you can kite backwards while piping low HP monsters to keep them from getting an aggro range of you, which will allow you to attack and kill the next one even faster instead of having to wait to be out of combat, as you can see here. For certain tasks, hopping worlds will be faster than waiting for the NPCs to spawn. You'll learn as you go. Another helpful tip for RuneLite users is to tag monsters that Turael frequently assigns that might be hard to see or are just really small. Just type tag in the search bar and click the cogwheel on NPC indicators. Simply type the name of the monster you want highlighted. You can click the drop down arrow on highlight style at the top to pick a number of options you prefer for NPC tagging. A few good ones I added are monkeys, spiders, undead chickens, and rats. The Din's Bulwark is used for special attacks so that you can AoE nuke a bunch of monsters in multi-combat areas where a cannon may not be available. Side note, for the birds task, while the gear Discord says to nuke them with Dins, Ornate Pool, and Repeat, I found this doesn't work that well for me, and I just prefer to pipe them all down and hop if I'm sweating, or wait 10 more seconds for them to respawn if I'm not. That's really all there is to it, guys. Just repeat this process until you get the task you want. You won't get any Slayer points for this, but it's definitely faster than killing another 180 black demons. To quickly go over Turael skipping for points, it's the exact same method as I just showed. The only difference is you're doing 9 Turael tasks in a row, instead of contacting your usual Slayer Master between each Turael task. On what would be your 10th task, this time use the Slayer Master that gives you the most points per streak. Konar is the best for this, giving 90 for your 10th task and 100 if the Elite Corendon Kebab Dyer is done. But you can still do this with any Slayer Master. How worth is it doing this method but getting your 10th task from a Slayer Master that isn't Konar? I have absolutely no idea. But subjectively, I'm pretty confident in saying that the points per hour with Duradel and Neve doing this are still pretty decent and almost certainly outweigh classic Slayer streaks. Another thing to note is when using Turael for point boosting, you can always skip the 10th Konar, Neve, Duradel, whatever task with Slayer points you already have and get something else for that juicy 100 point streaker, if the task she gives you is really that bad. Anyway guys, do this long enough if you're me, or if you're lucky for 5 minutes, and you'll eventually end up hitting that juicy money task. Guys, that wraps up the guide. As usual, this couldn't be possible without the resources the Gear Discord provides, where I'm getting the majority of this information. The link to that Discord's in the description, along with the links to the Imgur screen grabs I took from it, showing the best places to do Turael's tasks. Thanks for watching guys, I hope this video helps you out. Any feedback you have for me, I always appreciate, and any comments or questions you might have, just leave down below and I will always respond. Later gamers, catch you guys in the next one.